Hey everybody, Daniel Ramsey here with MyOutDesk. Today, I'm really excited because we've got someone, a team, a husband-wife team who is really embracing the coronavirus. And I know that sounds weird, but they are charging forward, closed over 50 transactions in the first quarter of 2020. Olivia, Cooley, Charles Pullman. Am I saying your name right, Charles Pullman?
It's Pulliam.
Pulliam. There you go. They are in Columbia, South Carolina. They love referrals, by the way. But I'm just excited to have you guys here today.
Thanks.
Glad to be
We're excited
here.
to be here.
Yep. So why we're here? If you're listening right now, we are a real estate virtual assistant company. And every once in a while, we get clients on who are a little bit different, meaning they're charging forward when other people are retreating. They're adapting to what is the real reality in the market and just pushing forward. What's interesting about you guys is you shared with me your goal for the year. Can you share that with our audience? I love it because it's so aggressive.
Yeah, so our goal for this year is to close 250 transactions, which means we get to serve 250 families in our community.
I love it. And you're at this point where you're not slowing down, even though you guys are in kind of the social distancing world. Nothing about your operations is on pause.
Right.
Yeah, no, we're just adjusting accordingly, and doing what we can every day to keep moving forward.
Yeah, it does help that in the state of South Carolina, we are considered an essential service.
Yep.
So for the most part, business is as usual, except the fact that, of course, we are still shifting our business to adhere to the social distancing guidelines and to minimize interaction with clients and to minimize our interaction in their homes.
Yep. Well, there's a lot of things that you guys are doing virtual now in today's world. So we're going to go over that. But I also want to focus on this mindset. Why is it that you're charging forward? Why are we increasing marketing, increasing your leverage, doubling down when everybody else is retreating? What is that mindset that you guys could share?
That's a great question. So, at this time, a lot of people are approaching this and they're just doing the opposite. They are slashing their marketing. They're reducing their expenses, and that's prudent. And we've done that. We've looked at our P&L. We've made those adjustments accordingly. But it's times like these when the shift, they call it, when we're in a shift, when we really have the opportunity and the really responsibility to serve more people in our community. So our job is not only to assist people in buying and selling houses. Our job is to really serve our community. If we focus on serving our community at the highest level by adjusting our systems in place based on this current environment, that's our goal. So our main thing is to double down, serve more people, help people out in our community, either buy or sell a house and not leave them stranded. And so that means we need to adjust our systems so that we can do that.
Yep.
And then in turn, by continuing to help our community, we will be able to continue to grow as a team and keep the commitments we've made to our employees. We're a small business. We're committed to continuing to make payroll every other week. We're committed to continuing to grow and to keep those jobs that we provide to our community. Yeah,
at the end of the day, this is not only about Olivia and I as business partners and husband and wife. It is about those people who we serve, not only on our team, but in our community. So everyone's connected here. And if we just bail out and step back, we're not the only ones affected.
Yep. Well, I think it's great because I think it's our civic duty as leaders of our community, as leaders of our businesses, to move forward and stay productive. So I love that that's what you guys are doing. I think it's the right move.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah.
What are you, we talked a little bit about kind of redoing the roadmap for your team and also like what you need to do to kind of adjust and still close listings, because that's the money, right? That's the keep the revenue going. So what kind of shifts have you guys made since this whole thing kind of unfolded?
Good question. So on the team, we're having these honest conversations, and you can't get from point A to point B if you don't know how to get there, right? And so previously in our team, we had those systems in place. But now we're entering into a new environment. So the roadmap has obviously changed. So what we're doing is having these honest conversations with our team members, having them examine their personal finances. Look at what is it going to take for you at a minimum to survive, right?
Right.
And financially. And then what does that equate to as far as houses that you need to sell and families you need to represent each month to survive and get through this, right? And so we're having those honest conversations, coaching them on, okay, crunch these numbers, let's figure this out, let's create this new roadmap. So not only do we just survive, we thrive on top of that and get through this. So that's been super beneficial. They're listening, they're adjusting, and we're doing everything we can to help our agents.
And then on the listing side of things, listings are the lifeline of our business. We have to list to live. And that is one of my key roles on the team, is being the lead listing specialist. So we actually broke a listing record in March of 2020 amidst the pandemic, where we took 22 listings in the month of March, which was more than we have ever taken before.
Right.
I think the most that we had ever taken was in July of last year at 15. So we really blew that record out of the water. And we had to adjust significantly, because it's not safe for me or for my clients right now for me to be in 3 different people's living rooms every day, right? It's not safe. So we're focusing on creating a safe environment where people can still buy and sell real estate while protecting themselves and their families. And so we realized immediately that I had to get out of the living rooms. And so we're doing all of our listing appointments virtually now. We're doing them through video chat. Our potential clients are showing us their homes through video virtual tours with their FaceTime on their cell phone or Zoom. We're doing our listing presentation virtually. And then when they're ready to list, we're signing paperwork electronically. We're sending a runner out to pop the lockbox on the door while the homeowners are gone. And our photographer's, going in while the homeowners are gone, and he's not touching a thing. We're asking them to turn on all the lights, open all the blinds. That way he can come in and do his thing safely and get out. So we've already, this week alone, have taken 3 listings virtually that we've never been to. So it's definitely possible.
Yeah, I love the story you were telling me before we got on camera. You were saying that you went up against 2 other listing agents, and they went to the home, and the homeowner was like, I'm choosing you guys. So why did that happen? Like, what was the mindset there?
That's a good question. Well, I think while he was still open to meeting with the other agents, I think he appreciated the fact that we were being proactive, that we were adjusting our business, and that his safety was our top concern. And second of all, at first I had a little bit of a limiting belief around it. How am I going to show my value without showing my value in person? And I didn't quite know how to do it. But then I realized, if the value I'm showing virtually is greater than the value another agent is showing in person, I'll still get the listing.
Yeah.
So we just have to have a really great listing presentation that we email them ahead of time. It all is around really great systems. So 15 minutes before our appointment, they get an email from my assistant that has all the documents we're going to be going over. We're very, we streamlined it very quickly. We adjusted, and it's not perfect, but we've got a good system in place that shows that we're the best team to hire, even if you don't get to shake our hand and meet us in person.
Yeah, you might not want to shake hands in this.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's weird. We're all salespeople, and I can't shake somebody's hand. That's a weird world for us to be in,
It is.
Right.
The elbow bump is the new.
Yeah, it's weird. You guys also did some adjustments with your vendors, and I love what you did, because there's price and then there's value, right? Some people focus on cost, and some people are focused on value. So talk us through what you did with your vendors immediately and how that's actually helped you guys secure more listings.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first day we found out that schools were shutting down, social distancing was going to become the norm, we knew that our businesses were going to be impacted, right? Our market, real estate, is going to be impacted. And so if the small business owner is impacted, everyone is impacted. So all of our vendors that we've been supporting for the 5 years that we've been in business now have the opportunity to help support us. So we made a list of, what is our absolute top priority? We cannot cut these expenses ever. And what is our last priority of silly luxuries that we've been paying for that we no longer need? And we realized that really the top 2 things that cannot be cut are our people, our employees who we're committed to.
Including our virtual assistant.
Yeah, totally. The people we're committed to
Yep.
who help us with our business and our marketing dollars.
Right.
Because now more than ever, it's important that we're in front of people in our community, getting our message out and offering to help. So I went to our vendors and I said, I knew that a lot of people were going to be asking them for price reductions. And I did ask for price reductions in two places. I asked for a price reduction with the rent on our building for our mega agent office.
Yep.
And I asked for a price reduction with our website platform.
Mm-hmm.
And I was successful with both. And then with our marketing, I asked for an increase in value for the same price, because I know that a lot of people are asking them for price reductions and they need to stay in business. So we were able to get our digital billboards double the exposure for the same price. Our commercials, we're getting double the commercials for the same price. The local news station is offering to come interview us for free and put us on the news. And they're also going to film another commercial where we're addressing our audiences about what's happening right now. And they're going to produce that for free as well. So they're upping the value to keep the business. And that's really good for us because we have a little bit of a reserve, like any business owner does. We're not worried about making next month's rent necessarily, but if we're going to be spending money, we need to be getting double the value to do it.
I love it. And we haven't jumped into the virtual professional or virtual assistant world yet, but I'm curious, like, how, because you've only been clients for 4 or 5 months, so it's been a short time, and it's exciting to have you here today and kind of share. But what value have you gotten out of kind of working virtually with MyOutDesk?
Right. So anyone who knows anything about real estate, the 3 L's are leads, listings, and leverage, right? And so from a virtual assistant standpoint, regardless of whether you're in this particular real estate environment that we're experiencing and world economy environment that we're experiencing, or what 2020 was looking like it was going to be to come, when January started, the best year ever, I think a virtual assistant is key. That is a part of our leveraging system that allows us to grow. So without that VA, it limits us, and we have more responsibilities in-house that we have to put on our current employees that actually have a desk in the office, right? So this is essential for our growth, not only and instrumental, not only now, but long-term, 3-5 years out. We plan on continuing to grow our VAs.
Yeah, and the virtual assistant is really beneficial in 3 ways, I think. The first, and don't get me wrong, we have true, local admins who,
Incredible.
Right, who we pay a standard rate, but the fact of the matter is a virtual assistant is significantly more affordable to the business owner.
Right.
And so we're able to give the virtual assistant a great salary with benefits, and to us, it's about half the cost of hiring someone local with the cost of living in America. And so we get more value for the price.
Sure.
Right? Just like we're reaching out and asking these other vendors for. Second of all, social distancing is easier in our office with less employees there. And third, we were already working virtually. So the transition was much easier. We're already using Zoom. We're already using Slack. We're already using all of these systems. And so we essentially took the systems we were using with the virtual assistant in the closing department and just shifted them to now we're using them in-house with listings.
Right. It's kind of funny because a couple of our clients have actually said that because we had a virtual assistant with MyOutDesk, this whole transition was easy. The whole office already understood it.
Right. Yeah. I'm so glad we're 5 months in rather than just starting this process right now. That's for sure.
Yep. I love the mindset that you guys have. I love the doubling down. I love continuing to go after it, changing kind of your roadmap for all of your people. What do you think our audience should be focused on over the next 3 to 6 months? And I know you guys have a plan. I know you guys are kind of very aggressively going after as many listings as possible, but I just want to share your mindset with the audience. Like, what are you doing and what do you believe they should be doing?
Sure. I'll start with that. So first of all, continue to be an expert in your market. Look at the statistics, look at how it's shifting, look at how it's changing, because this is continually evolving and changing as we go forward. So With that said, we need to continually evolve and change based on that. So if I call it the Netflix versus Blockbuster scenario, right?
Right.
Blockbuster sat there and they waited and they waited and they waited. They never changed until it was too late. Right?
Sure.
So in this environment, especially if we're not adapting, if we're not changing, if we're not offering our clients the services that need to be offered in this environment, we're going to fall and lag behind. So I think that's key.
Yeah. And there is something more contagious than the coronavirus, and it's fear. And so if we're fearful, then our employees and agents become fearful, and then our clients that they're interacting with become fearful. There's enough fear already. So we're focusing on, and what I would recommend that anyone with a small business focuses on is, how do we continue to do this safely? Like we were talking about, and you said it perfectly. Our tagline used to be, we can sell your home quickly and for top dollar. And now our tagline should be, we can sell your home safely and virtually.
Yep.
I love that. I mean, you said it perfectly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so another thing I think that people need to focus on is, this isn't, in my opinion, just going to end immediately. We don't go one day, we're all quarantined and can't spend time together, and then the next day we're going to concerts and we're going to church and we're going to school and we're all interacting together. This is going to take a long time. And even it's going to take a long time for people to overcome the fear. So once restaurants are open, once businesses are open, they're probably going to be functioning at 50% for a long time until people feel comfortable. So this is going to affect our economy in a bigger way than we're going to shut down for 2 weeks and reopen. And so I am encouraging agents in our market to plan long-term, make decisions now to sustain you for 90 days or even 6 months.
Yeah.
Right.
And I also want to throw in, Daniel did, and we briefly talked about this earlier, is focus on your mental health. Take care of yourself during this time. It's a stressful situation. Anxiety can build up. There can be financial concerns.
Yeah.
You might want to, you're spending more time with your family, which could be good or bad, depending on your relationship. But yeah, do those things.
I saw a meme the other day, and it was like the dog, and it's like, when are these people going to get out of my house? It's like my kids are really excited that dad's home all day, and my wife is like, but dad's home all day, so like it's one of those things. All right, guys, one thing. So hope is not a strategy is what I'm hearing, and it's time to plan. This can be a long-term thing. And if it's not, then, great. You've planned for it. We can make shifts. I like what you said, Olivia. If things work out way better than we thought, we'll go shopping.
Right. We'll all go on a shopping spree. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's perfect.
But right now we're saving the money. We are not spending it.
I love it. Okay. Well, guys, if you're listening right now, we definitely put together a couple of valuable things, and I want to just give them away. If you text MOD to 31996, everything that we're talking about, we put together a guide. Changing your value proposition, understanding that your clients want a new item of value, sheltering in place. We've got a 12-page guide about how to run virtually, how to actually go remote. So if you're listening and you'd like to grab that, all you have to do is text MOD to 31996. And Olivia, Charles, you guys are amazing. What's the last thing you would like to tell people? Like, what's the most important thing people should be doing right now in this time?
Great question. I think Olivia hit on a little bit. Stay positive. Have compassion and understanding for all people during this time period. Like, increase that compassion and understanding about what's going on. Don't live out of fear. And like Olivia and I do, put your head down, focus on what you can control. There are a lot of things in the world we cannot control, but there are things right in front of us that we can control. And those are things we should focus on and really implement.
Yep. What's funny is, as you were saying that, I was like, this is the only time in the history when somebody calls me, I answer the phone, even when I don't know the number. Like, for a salesperson, oh my gosh. Right, Olivia?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I normally don't give my cell phone number out to clients or agents to make my life manageable. And now I'm like, here's my cell phone. Call me anytime. I work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah. Our world is we're hungry for connection and interaction. What better time to have great compassion, but also make connection with people? So my world was, focus on adding value to people and business will come. That's the truth and reality of it. Well, guys, thank you so much. It's the Olivia Cooley Group at Keller Williams in Columbus, South Carolina. Really appreciate
Columbia.
you guys.
Columbia.
Yep, Columbia. Okay, say that again. Let's do this one more time. This is
Okay.
Olivia Cooley Group at Keller Williams Realty at Columbia, South Carolina. Thank you guys for being here today. I really appreciate you. Where can people find you if they wanted to send you a referral or get connected with you?
Absolutely. Our website is oliviacooley.com, and you can find all of our contact information there. We would love to help any buyers or sellers in Columbia, South Carolina.
You guys are awesome. Again, thanks for listening, guys. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.